Let's do a podcast.
Let's do a podcast.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's go podcast. Up.
Oh shit! Big Island pineapple.
Man, you guys,
yeah.
you guys are doing this at the wrong time.
Cinnamon swirl kernel kernies.
Before you talk about your super strawberry blam blams, wait.
Big Island pineapple.
We're recording, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Crunchies.
Let me get through this. Welcome to the Inside Gaming Podcast for October 2nd, 2014, episode number 27. Woo. This episode of the Inside Gaming Podcast is brought to you by NatureBox, which the two gentlemen behind me are enjoying thoroughly.
Big Island pineapple.
Oh.
Big Island pineapple, really? Oh, okay.
There.
Whoa, this is like actually a ring of pineapple.
Turns out they use actual pineapples over at NatureBox.
Holy crap, that's really good. Makes you go
All right. What are we doing here?
NatureBox is giving you the opportunity to get 5 of its best snacks for free.
Oh.
I'm trying not to talk with a good summer. To start your free trial, go to naturebox.com/inside and get a sampler pack featuring 5 of their most popular snacks. NatureBox asks for you to stay full, stay strong, and go to naturebox.com/inside to get a free sampler box and subscribe to NatureBox today.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Glamberry pop switch.
Glamberry Glob
Blue
Blue.
jams.
It's just a race to see how many times you can say jam. Make sure to try NatureBox's Jam Jammers. Great when you want to jam.
Well, on the podcast, I can't eat that. I'm going to
Here,
because it's
give me the
delicious.
controller. I'll do it.
Well, yeah. I was just going to do a challenge since...
You haven't played it yet.
Well,
I guess you could do
I'm
story
actually
mode.
really excited.
This is actually a pretty complicated game.
I'll put this over your head.
Actually, you can start the story if you want. I think our viewers won't mind a little
challenge?
spoiler action. Then just hit B, go to story mode.
Let's go back.
We can learn about the Wizard of Draenor or whatever. So on the subject of wizards, people got mad about Destiny this week.
Oh,
Which
they're
I know
mad about
Shadows
Destiny.
of Mordor.
Very uncommon.
I get it. Yeah, they're mad about Destiny every week.
Why are they mad about Destiny?
Let me tell you, James. Due to a glitch in the game, people were able to find a list of missions and strike mission descriptions that weren't in the game yet. So basically, like, people are like, oh, we stumbled upon some DLC that isn't out yet, which is true. That was later confirmed by Deej over at Bungie. He said they have activity names which may or may not change, and we have a really good idea what they're going to contain. They even have placeholder names in the directories you've already noticed. So he's basically like, yeah, this is content we're working on. But what made people angry is the notion that they could find this stuff without the content actually being pushed out yet. So the DLC's not ready.
Oh, like they already made it. They just decided not to release all of it all at once and instead make you pay.
That's what people assumed because, I think back in the day, Street Fighter Cross Tekken had some DLC characters that actually shipped with the game. And when you bought the DLC, all you did was download a really small unlock file that entitled you to play these characters. So this whole thing has kind of dredged up the idea that Destiny had more content that they intentionally withheld just so they could trickle it out over time and keep people interested and charge people for more content.
Those bastards!
Essentially, yes. So I guess what I find really fascinating about this is the way that people define value when it relates to a video game. And Destiny has been really fascinating about this because by all accounts it has as much, if not more, content as any other shooter. If you play through all the story missions, you could argue that's your first-person Call of Duty mode. The Crucible is your multiplayer shooter aspect of it. And just because it has some MMO aspects to it, people start to compare it to other MMOs and say, well, it doesn't have enough content because World of Warcraft has more quests, something like that. So just based on that, and then when people get mad about DLC, I think the implication is always, Bungie made all this stuff and they could have given it to us right away, but they decided not to because they want to choke us out of money.
Well, here's the problem with this discussion in general, is that we already know where we all fall on this.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So somebody should play devil's advocate. Who wants to do that?
Devil's advocate. Okay.
Meaning you're upset. About the fact that they didn't give you all the DLC all at once. And like you were saying, Lawrence, every game does this. Like every single game does this. Like the game knows where it's going to go, knows it's going to charge you for DLC, and maybe even puts little hints of it in the game, but just doesn't release it all at once. So Be mad about it.
It's hard to be mad about it if you are. It's hard to be mad about it if you're not like a 15 or 16-year-old who is in a community who's also mad about it all the time and who is pissed off because you spent $60 on a game that in your head thought was going to be better than it turned out to be. I don't know. I think it's hard to play devil's advocate. I can try.
I think I can do it.
Okay, Lawrence can, of course.
Basically, I remember not having a job, and I remember really liking video games. And I remember more than anything, the amount of time I could continue playing a single game was paramount. Because I would get games once a year during Christmas. Yeah. And even then it would be like 2 or 3. So I had to make my choices very, very wisely, which I often did not. But I can imagine, like, if Destiny's the only game I play, I would be out of stuff to do by now. And I can, even though it's not logical to me, after spending 20 years playing games, I can imagine being upset at the notion that there's more stuff they could have included but chose not to, just because they want to manipulate me as the consumer. Basically it's the notion that the people making this product don't care.
Final blow!
So what's happening here? Get me out of here. There we go.
Don't care.
Okay. Yeah. So, yes, when you are only allotted X number of games, you want to get the absolute most you can out of that game. When you find out that there's more there,
right,
that you could have had but didn't have.
But hold on, Ricky. Oh, fuck.
What?
How many hours of Destiny have you played?
Probably like 65.
65 hours in the last 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
But he is an outlier. He started playing it, he enjoyed it, and he's like, this is totally what I like. I'm going to pursue it further. There are people who have played it, they hate it. My biggest problem is
like a month before it came out, not years.
Yeah. But also the fact of the matter is there is 65 hours of gameplay in this game. So if they want to take advantage of just because they don't like it, isn't Destiny's fault, right?
That's my biggest problem. The people that are upset are people who are already upset before they found out that they had a new reason to be upset. They're like, damn it, I'm so tired, I'm so pissed off. I played that game for 20 hours. I didn't have anything else to do, so I took it back to GameStop. Right. And now this thing comes out, and now they're even more upset because they're like, ugh, I can't believe I played that game for 20 hours, and then they were even holding out more. Like, it's like, I don't think you understand what you're saying. Yeah. You played the game for 20 hours.
Right, exactly. That's the thing is that, like, this game, Shadow of Mordor, how many hours of gameplay do you suppose this has? It's only single player, right?
Yes, it is only single player.
Let's say it's only got 10 hours of game, or like Thief. Thief only had about 10 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
Is that worth $60?
Oh, you're not stealthing. There you
go.
Boom.
Oh,
Did they just teach you how to stealth
kiss?
Stealth kiss?
Yeah.
You're learning life lessons.
Like, does that make people upset? It's only 10 hours of gameplay?
Yeah. I mean, I've never been of the assumption that if it's the number of hours of the game that makes it good.
But I can operate under that assumption. I get that. That makes sense to me. Because like 2 hours of a movie costs about $10, $12. So then 60 hours or 20 hours of a game is $60. I get it.
Here's a part where I can play devil's advocate, where sometimes you feel like the game it ends right as it starts getting this is where it should have been. Yeah. It should have gotten you here to this point.
Right.
But it's over now. Even though I guess Destiny doesn't really end. I've only gotten to put in a couple hours in this game.
So I've finished the story, and I can say that maybe that's one of the underlying things that making everyone angry. Yeah. Because the game, oh god, you do a quest, it's like, go fetch the wizard orb of magistrate, and you do it, and then you bring it back to the very impassive dude at the tower. And he's like, thank you, guardian. Your actions now will echo in eternity. And it kind of scans up, and there's like some spaceships flying overhead. And everybody's like, yeah.
And that's it.
And then just boom. Then you're back standing there, and it's like, okay,
so
Destiny.
So I get how that could be frustrating.
Sure.
And this is going to blow your mind. Tim Schafer.
Yeah.
What is the fucking game called? The metal game.
Oh.
Jack Black.
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend, right? Yeah. Super excited for that game.
Oh,
I remember I was very, very excited for that game. I started playing it, and I was really, really enjoying it, but that game does that. It just they're like, ran out of money, game's over, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you can go back in and you can play around in the world as much as you want to. In fact, there's like a bunch of spells you can learn, and I like, after I finished the game, I went back, I was like, well, it's over, but I guess I want to see what the spell looks like.
Right.
So I had to go back and do it anyway, but I was angry at the game because I was
Sure,
like, I can't
that makes
believe you
sense.
ended right when you were just like, this isn't the climax.
Yeah.
How did you think this was the climax? So I can see how that's frustrating, but I don't.
But Brutal Legend, did it have like this rich multiplayer experience? And
No,
did it
I
have
mean,
like a bunch of different side quests?
It
and-
certainly didn't have extra stuff. Like, once the game was over, you could go back and meander around the world, same as GTA.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, it wasn't that interesting of a world, and you basically saw everything just playing through the course of the game in general.
Yeah.
There was a multiplayer, but no one played it. No one wanted to play it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess you could be frustrated either way. I didn't start a campaign
Yeah.
to get my money back for Brutal Legend.
Right.
And I wasn't so pissed off, and I'm still like, Brutal Legend was really, really fun, but I wish that it had lasted more. It's like, I don't understand why people are so vehemently angry about it.
Well, because Lawrence and I was talking about this at lunch, is that Destiny does not give you any hints as to what the game is about. So, and I get that. That doesn't necessarily bother me if I enjoy playing the game. And our example was Halo, the original Halo.
yeah.
It was like same Bungie game. I didn't know what the fuck was going on in that game when I first started playing it. Like
Yeah.
I was like, but it didn't matter.
Yes.
Like I was just shoot the Covenant.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot these aliens. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, fine, I'll shoot the aliens. Like I was having fun, but I had no. And like as the game went on, I was like, huh. Like, I wonder what Master Chief's story's about. Like, I wonder who's this the faceless guy that like has to fight the flood and all this other
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
I played through that game a ton of times, still didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that didn't bother me. It wasn't like I didn't expect a movie out of it.
That's another one of my big problems with. I don't want this just to be ranting about people that don't like Destiny, because I'm perfectly fine with
There's a
people
lot
that
of people
Yeah.
that don't like Destiny right
You're
now.
not allowed to
But-
like what you don't
But
like.
it's almost as though it's been built up in their head where Halo is this franchise, right?
Right.
Halo is this big thing with this deep, rich story, but they don't realize that story didn't even really start to resemble a story until about Halo 3.
Yeah.
Like, Bungie made a game that came out for the Xbox, which was basically game mechanics, right? Shooting mechanics
That were like second to none at that point.
that were second to none,
Yeah.
with some sort of linear path through the game, which occasionally allowed you to branch out
Right.
and just explore, but that was it. And then there was some sort of implied story, like with a very vaguely motivated hero.
Yeah, but-
like, it was go there, shoot that.
Right.
That was basically it. So it's weird that people are upset with Destiny for basically being a new Halo. It had everyone goes,
That's exactly
hey,
what it is,
the
yeah.
shooting mechanics are great. Love the shooting mechanics.
Yeah.
It's super fun to get out there and kill stuff, but I don't even know what's going on in the story.
Yeah.
It ends really abruptly without resolving everything.
Ugh.
And like the main hero is vague and like we don't know what his motivations are. Like
same exact thing.
it's basically identical to what Halo was, and I'm not saying you should be allowed to just do the same thing over. Like Bungie is like, fuck it, we did it with Halo, we can get away with it now. I'm not saying that's the case, but people are upset with the game, not even realizing that they should have been upset
With Halo.
Halo if they're so upset with this game.
Well, Lawrence, you made a good point at lunch. Tell them about the like story-based games.
Oh, sure. Well, this is a this is a whole other topic that
Right.
I don't want to spend too much
No,
time
that's
on.
fine. Yeah, but still hit it though.
But I don't know. To me, and I think James and I have basically talked about this at length. But to me, a linear story is the opposite of what a game should be. Like, the strength of the medium is interactivity and gameplay. And some people will disagree with that, but personally, I think they're actually fundamentally wrong. And this was actually Roger Ebert's point way back in the day when he said games can't be art. He was a little misdirected. He basically meant games can't tell a good story, because if it's a game, then it can't very well tell a narrative. It can create an experience, and then you can make a story out of that, which is like kind of the point of reference I always make is like Doom. Doom doesn't have a story. I mean, it does. You're John Space Marine and you're killing stupid zombies, but nobody ever says like, wait, why am I shooting the demons? Where are the demons coming from? None of that matters, because it's a fun game. Because it got something very right about playing the game and experiencing the game. And I feel like that's what Destiny does.
Now,
Yeah.
that said though, games can have good stories.
They can.
They can,
They
yeah.
can. They're just not nearly as They're kind of few and far between compared to movies.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have good gameplay in a game too.
Yeah.
Well, what occurs to me about that is games can have good stories, and people will remember them fondly. It's like BioShock. Has a pretty good story, a good twist, but the strength of games is creating individual moments that you know are resulting in the gameplay. So like Battlefield. You can tell the story about how you were in a plane and you almost shot this guy down, but you had to bail out, and you rocketed him in midair, parachuted down, landed on a point, like sniped 3 guys. Like that is a really cool story, but it is a story of the gameplay, not of a cutscene that you saw the same as everyone else. It's a mashing of medium. Like if you went to a movie and the screen was black and you heard an hour's worth of music, you wouldn't walk out being like, wow, that was a very cool mishmash of medium. You'd be like, no, that person should have put out an album.
Yeah. Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or if you went to a movie and it was just silent words scrolling up the screen, you wouldn't be like, they're trying to hybridize movies and books. No, you'd say, this is dumb.
Yeah.
I could have just bought a book.
Yeah.
So in the same way, when like a game has cutscenes smashed into it, that's fine. Like movies are cool and games are cool, so I don't mind doing both. But to say that like a story is pivotal for a game is kind of dumb. Well, dumb's not right. Like if your taste is you like story, then that's fine. But to say that that's what games should be is wrong.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the interesting point here. But we should go back to the DLC.
Yeah.
DLC argument because
Actually, I've got another about that.
Oh, go ahead. Good. Because I'm playing the game.
What I find really fascinating about this discussion is really how people rate value. And value is such a nebulous concept, and a lot of gamers and people in general don't even really think about it, how you mentally assign value to things. But the base question is always like, what does a gallon of milk cost? And is milk expensive? Mm-hmm. Nobody knows. It only matters what it was last time you bought milk. So if you bought milk before and it was $5, and you go in this week and it costs $4.50, you're like, oh, the price of milk's going down.
Right.
All right. But no, if you just ask someone out of the blue how much milk costs, they probably can't tell you. It's all relative value. Mm-hmm. So when somebody says a game doesn't have enough content, or the developers cheated you out of content, that's a relative statement. It's either relative to an idea you had in your head, like you guys brought up, or it's relative to other games that have established a price point for you. And it's really confusing to me because people are saying these things about Destiny, and it's making me wonder, what are you comparing this to?
MMOs.
Yeah, and typically that's kind of the unsaid comparison. I feel like a lot of people are comparing Destiny to an MMO, which also doesn't make sense because MMOs can have a lot of content because they don't care about the gameplay that's actually happening. In any given MMO, even some of the more interesting ones, you're still just like hammering out a skill rotation and hoping that the enemy dies before you do. In Destiny, like it's just more fun to play because it's a mechanically solid shooter. So I'm really confused why people make those comparisons. Also, you probably shouldn't kill that this early.
I think
Oh, really?
I mean,
Snipers.
yeah, I think it's just not that people are confused. Here's the thing. Also, leading up to Destiny, there were a lot of trailers. There's a lot of stuff. But if you actually go back and watch them, because I know a lot of them came through here just by nature of us working here. A lot of them came through here, and there were a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of like these trailers that never actually...
I didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They were like talking to designers about how they are building this world, right?
Yeah.
Like visually, but it never said this game will be this, which when I first saw Destiny played, I immediately did the math and I was like, oh, it's a shooter, but you can run around. It's basically what people decided to play Halo as. Like everyone would play Halo, but then they'd play it with their friends. And they'd do the campaign, but then they would just they'd know there was this section where they could say fuck it and then abandon the next objective in favor of getting on the Warthog and trying to get up this mountain to do whatever and just dick around. Like, and they were like, well, maybe we should make a game where people can do that. And so, but I think that's confusing. How do you say this game is a fuck around? You know, like we just want to create a little world where you can fuck around.
Yeah.
And the success of that is debatable. But it is strange because, like, it is a sandbox. So I don't know. I don't really play that many MMOs. So that might be why I can go into Destiny and go, ooh, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But for me, like, MMOs are rarely about gameplay. Like there's a certain skill that enters into it definitely when you get to a point, but it is like a lot of.
Awesome.
Oh wow, he killed him for you.
Yeah.
The orc did?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big guy
Or the-
stepped on him or something.
The troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
yeah.
The most skill of an MMO is about min-maxing progress.
Yeah.
It's about leveling up as quickly and leveling up as many things at the same time as possible. And Destiny has some of that,
Yeah.
but really it's just come play this fun shooter, and we're going to give you some bars to go up in the meantime so you feel like you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's it, really. That's
Yeah.
really it.
Yeah.
And the shiny loot. Don't forget the shiny loot.
The shiny loot, sure. Man, he's on a tear.
Killing all these guys.
This is great.
It's just gonna say the credits are just gonna roll for the
I don't know. Like I'm a huge proponent of embracing different tastes in gaming. It really bugs me when somebody says this is how games should be or shouldn't be. It's like, well, no. You like what you like, and it's fine to say, gosh, I wish they would make more of this because I like it. But it really annoys me when somebody plays Destiny and says there should be more story because games should have more story.
Yeah.
Like, no, games should be fun to play. And if you think watching a story is fun, cool. Go find those games.
Yeah.
But I just thank God that there's a game that's fun to play, and Bungie decided to not bog it down with a bunch of cutscenes
Yeah.
of a gravelly voiced space marine talking to his holographic lady.
We've also mentioned this before,
What the fuck am I doing?
but games are now finally, and I think mobile started it,
Ooh.
and the first mainstream game to really push it, I think, was Titanfall, where they were like, "Fuck you if you don't have an online connection.
Yeah, it's multiplayer.
This game isn't for you."
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because we do live in an age where you can.
At this point,
Everyone is
yeah.
online,
Yeah.
right? Almost everyone is online, and if you're not online, your priorities are not probably with playing Titanfall.
Right.
I am excited by the prospect of there being more to Destiny
But there's going to be tons more.
because I want them to do like I think we were talking about it this weekend. Rock Band was super
yeah.
exciting
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. Every
No, I
single
know.
Tuesday, it was like, what's the next? Like, I liked going to a place for a game and then looking up and saying, what is coming for this game next?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's like a continued experience. So if this DLC is what they have to do, so that way they can have this special event happen this week and like make it a big thing, I'm totally down with that. That's kind of a fun way to keep it exciting. I don't necessarily want to have access to everything all at once, but that's just my personal opinion.
All right, here, somebody else take over.
Here, I'll try.
This is awesome, by the way. Again, the DLC thing happens in every single game. That doesn't make it right, but it happens in every single game. And I mean, you guys are crazy if you didn't think Destiny was going to have a Destiny 2 or a Destiny 3 or Destiny 4. Like, they had planned an entire. They've been working on this game for 10 years. Like, they know that this is a franchise, and they know that this is going to be something that, even if people didn't like the game at the outset or whatever, it's going to be just like Assassin's Creed, where a lot of people played Assassin's Creed, thought it was cool and different and sort of new, but they were like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, we're looking forward to Assassin's Creed 2. And it's the same with Watch Dogs. Like, we're looking forward to Watch Dogs 2. I think Destiny is a good foundation for a game. I totally think it's worth the $60 because of multiplayer and the side quest. I mean, it's a fucking MMO, and you don't have to pay monthly to play. So I think I think in terms of value add, I think that's a great way to start off a new console is with a game like Destiny. But that's just me. So
I think, I think it's really just. This happens with every new MMO because I play a lot of MMOs. I actually really like them, especially the end game. I was just talking with Ricky about Vault of Glass. That is a straight up MMO raid,
right.
Like with the mechanics and everything. And that's kind of what I was hoping Destiny would be. So cool. But in every single MMO, within the first week, there is the crew that already hit level cap, and they're in general chat saying this game sucks. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Every MMO's like that. So I think what I'm learning like more and more is that the gaming crowd is insatiable.
Oh, of course.
You can't give them enough games or enough content, enough anything. They'll always ask for more. And granted, I'm not trying to dismiss complaints that people have towards Destiny.
No.
I'm just saying in general, it does amaze me that there's no one thing where everybody's like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted, thank you. And I guess
except for Shadow of Mordor.
just the way of the world. Well, and Shadow of Mordor is an interesting case, and I feel like this. Yeah, it's gnarly. I feel like this gets into maybe expectation management because Bungie
He's
did.
right there.
I know.
Where is he? Tell me where he is.
Turns around. Oh, there.
Oh, hey, bro.
Bungie, I would say, did a very. You could argue a good job or maybe a terrible job marketing Destiny, depending on how you see it. Personally, I think they did a bad job managing expectations.
Sure.
Because, like James was saying, they spoke very flowery about Destiny. Oh shit!
He's on
Oh
fire.
Like a
man!
dick.
But they never said this is what Destiny is, and this is how we think it'll be fun. I had to figure that out by playing it, which in its own way was interesting and kind of a unique. Oh God, he
Could you
fucked
say-
him up.
Could you say they're a victim of their own hype?
No, because I don't think they hyped
That's
anything.
my thing too. I think
I-
we hyped it. I
Yeah.
mean, not us specifically.
No, but
we
I-
probably did, but
I think Spool's right. I think that Spool's right because they marketed it so much and talked about this game so much that everybody got all hyped up
That's
about
true.
it. And now they're like, this wasn't everything to everyone. Wait a minute,
yeah.
you know, like, which I guess again maybe it's just because we're older and we played more games, but we didn't have those expectations for this game. Like, I didn't think that it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like Borderlands, but with better graphics. And a lot of people have called it that.
But with really good PvP.
But with really good PvP, and
And
Borderlands
like
didn't have that.
and dungeons and raids. Like Borderlands has those things to a degree, but they're not as well made. Like a strike mission in Destiny is actually really cool. It's like a dungeon run in any MMO, except like the moment to moment action is actually really fun instead of just following your party and hitting your attack rotation.
Right.
So it's, I guess for me as a somebody who's played MMO since the Realm, it's fascinating to have something with the like long-term engagement of an MMO, but the second-to-second fun of something like Halo. Like, to me, that's awesome.
Well, I was one of the few people that played the Old Republic, and
Oh, yeah, I played it too.
I really liked that the Old Republic had a single-player story that I could play through when I wasn't playing with my friends.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were not playing Old Republic, so I didn't have any friends playing it. So instead, I was just like, fuck it, I'll go through the single player, and then if somebody wants me for a raid or whatever, then I'll be there. And I have a feeling that that's what it's going to be when I start playing Destiny, since I'm playing it so late. I've only played a few hours of it
I'll join you, Bruce.
on other. Oh, thanks, man.
I'll play it on PC with
I'll
you.
be there for you.
I know, it's cool. We're all going to play it on PC. The problem is that everybody's playing on a console right now, and so I'm way behind. I've only played, like I said, a few hours, but not even on an account that I own. So it's like, and I loved it. I thought it was great, but I'm going to go back to this game. Nobody's going to be playing at my level, so I'm going to have to play a single-player campaign, which I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's great that they've given you all these options. I don't know how this game could not be worth $60. I have no idea. I can't believe people are upset about DLC. Like, this is totally worth what you're getting. I'm blowing my mind right now because this kind of game that's a single player campaign, maybe 10, 15 hours, is also $60. And Destiny is infinite content. With this, it's not. This is limited. So I'm not sure.
$50.
I think
Oh, Shadow Mordor is 50?
I think so.
for
Oh
PC,
wow, that's a great
maybe.
fucking deal.
The I think again the core of it is, well, maybe not the core of it, but I think, and I brought this up before, is we're kind of in a paradigm shift in game development, starting with around the Xbox 360 and to a degree the PS2, although most of those attempts were horrible. 360 kind of kicked off this very cinematic approach to game design, which is we're going to have a narrative, you're going to have a game sort of in there, but you'll have level cutscene, level cutscene, level cutscene.
yeah.
We're going to hire an Oscar writer, and we're going to have Kevin Spacey doing the VO, and we're going to have motion capture from Guillermo del Toro, and it's just like,
he's gonna do the most.
hello,
Big fat dude.
I'm a Guillermo del Toro. But none of this, like, along the way, the games didn't get very fun for a very, very long time there. Like, Assassin's Creed games are not very fun to play anymore.
I mean, like, they're okay.
I'm playing 4, and like it's fun to sail around.
Yeah, I like the ship stuff.
And the ship combat's okay, but any ship battle, you do the same thing. Like broadside, I'm okay. Now my guns recharge. It's seriously waiting for cooldowns and hitting all your guns as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And then grinding out upgrades. Like, that's an MMO, and that's boring. And like the story's dumb. But you know what it has? A lot of bullshit. Like, there's a lot of icons on the map. Each one of them is kind of different. So it really tricks you into thinking you're getting something valuable.
But the coolest thing about Destiny versus Assassin's Creed, Destiny has a character you can use later. on other things.
That's true, yeah.
Against other real live people, whereas Assassin's Creed doesn't have that. So that's, for me, that's the way I always felt like whenever I was playing Assassin's Creed. You're right, it feels repetitive. And I feel like I'm not doing anything that I need. Like, I'm like, oh, I unlocked a new sword. Like,
Yeah,
who
exactly.
gives a shit? Like, I'm not going to use this sword later other than to kill other AI players.
But
so,
it's-
with
yeah.
Destiny, at least you get these guns, you can try them out against real people, you know?
And then it's just been that trend for the last, I want to say the last 6 or 7 years to have games just give you more, like more cinematic presentation, longer, more exploding cutscenes, more missions, a bigger open world with just icons all over the place. And you open that stuff up and you're like, man, this game's big. I got a really good deal. But that's not what makes a game fun or good to play. So then you have a game like Titanfall, which is like, we're going to focus on the mechanics. We're going to have 8 to 10 maps. It's going to cost you $60. It's just going to be really fun to play.
Yeah.
How many maps? Yeah, 3. Yeah, 3. Why just 3? Well, because we got a normal one, a fast one, and a slow one.
Yeah.
They could have made 10, but they would all kind of be the same.
Well, and they, you're right though, Lawrence. They managed expectations with Titanfall.
Yeah.
They told everybody what it would be before it came out. So like when you bought it, you couldn't be like, "Where's my single player?" Because you should have known at that point.
Yeah,
You know.
but yeah, I feel like in terms of like hype and reception, people are like, "Oh, everybody forgot about Titanfall." No, everybody's just quietly playing it and having fun.
Yeah.
There may not be a lot to talk about because there's not a narrative to discuss or something like that.
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing is there are people that grew up playing these kinds of games, and now the trend is shifting away from them. It's shifting back towards gameplay focused, maybe content restrained, and by restrained I mean not the Ubisoft map full of bullshit like Far Cry 3-esque.
Yeah.
Hunt your boars so you can get a bigger bandolier to hold more TNT that you never use.
Ubisoft is the worst at that.
Well,
They've been really pounding that for a while.
yeah, but I mean, like people are buying their games. You know, like
That's
that.
true.
That seems to be something that eventually, like, there needs to be an online component to those games. Because again, why am I unlocking a new sword unless I don't get to use it against somebody?
There's multiplayer in Assassin's Creed.
There used to be.
Yeah, but it wasn't very.
Isn't
It was
there Unity
okay.
in Unity?
No,
Nope.
they got rid of it.
Really?
There's co-op, but they took out the competitive,
Yeah.
which I thought when they added it in Assassin's Creed 2. Wait, no, it was Brotherhood.
Yeah, it was
Brotherhood.
better.
Anyway, I was like, wow, this is actually a really cool, like Assassin's Creed faithful mode.
It's like I can't believe they pulled this off.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah. But they just like, it was obvious they had no new ideas. They put it in further games and like, we added more classes and more maps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, cool, good. But yeah,
In
It's-
closing, we're sorry you're mad about Destiny, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's worth $60.
we
I
don't,
really do.
and again, I don't think any of us are making the point that if you're mad about Destiny, you're wrong.
No.
Because again, like I said before, you're allowed to your opinion, and we're not going to tell you what's wrong. We're just saying like,
We're all very confused as to why everybody hates
yeah,
it.
we don't really understand the viewpoint, and also gaming has been in a place before where it was gameplay focused, and it kind of got away from that. Now it's going back to that.
I'm mad because it's not on PC.
Shut up, Spool.
Why isn't it Last of Us?
You're allowed to be mad
You
that
play
it's not
that
on
game
PC.
We're
for
doing-
5 whole
We're
hours.
in the mid-roll, right?
Yeah, we are.
Because I
So
got to stop and eat some nature box.
if all this angry ranting about video games has you hungry,
It does. It does.
stop and have a healthy snack from Nature Box. It'll put you right back where you need to be. And as evidence, like one of the snacks was just dried pineapple rings, which is pretty great.
They're called Slam Jam Pineapple
Yeah.
Slams.
The Jam Pineapple Slammers.
Pineapple ring dings. It's Nature Box.
Mm, these ones are sweet.
That's really good.
Look at this. I don't even have to try.
Actually, right here.
Nature Box ads are. Oh my. Sorry, Oh man. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh, my.
Nature Box snacks are all natural, so no corn syrup, no hydrogenated oils. It's all good food,
Wow.
which should be enjoyed in moderation. But if you'd like to try this Nature Box thing out for yourself, again, go to naturebox.com/inside. You can get a free sampler pack of their 5 most popular snacks. And if you feel so inclined, sign up for the service and get food mailed to you, which, as an Amazon Fresh customer myself, is a wonderful feeling. To just walk home and see food, boom, waiting for you. Didn't even have to work for it. It's one of life's greatest pleasures. Yeah, get fat. It's awesome. But as somebody who's been dieting and kind of learning about nutrition, I can attest that real, actual food will make you satisfied for longer and make you less hungry. So if you,
It also makes your poops nicer too.
you get
Well,
nice, solid,
yeah,
smooth
sometimes.
poops.
Not my poops, but everybody else.
You can't be saved.
Not the super soaker poops.
You're beyond repair.
No, like real fiber. You probably don't get enough of it if you're not eating real food. And if you start eating real food, you will be surprised and pleasantly enjoy your special bathroom time.
That's the Nature Box slogan. We love your poops.
TM. At any rate, just a little personal message. If you aren't eating real food, I suggest you start, and NatureBox is a good, simple, easy way to do that.
True. Very, very true.
So once again, naturebox.com/inside, INSIDE. Get your free sampler pack, eat your free food, and then maybe subscribe if you feel like it. So thank you, NatureBox, for supporting the Inside Gaming Podcast.
Thanks, NatureBox.
All right, now let's get mad again, because Call of Duty's dying.
Well, wait. Are we mad
Goodbye,
about that?
Call of Duty.
I don't know. I guess you can be happy about it. People seem to want to watch Call of Duty fail.
Joel's really upset about it. He plays Call of Duty every year.
Joel, what if they made
Like
like
6
a
months.
It's kind of like a tradition.
Yeah.
what if they made a medieval Europe Call of Duty?
They did.
What's it called? Chivalry?
Yeah, chivalry.
Oh, Chivalry's great. Is that the one with the scream button?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah! And you just accidentally kill everyone around you because you're just swinging
Accidentally
like a...
kill everyone around you?
Accidentally.
Ah!
Nice, I get it.
I played Chivalry once and I spent the entire time apologizing to my screen. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what... Oh, I'm sorry. Chivalry's great, though.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so,
Call of Duty's dead.
Right, Call of Duty Dead or Dying. Cowen and Company, which is a financial services firm, released a report in which analyst Doug Kreutz, C-R-U-E-T-Z? Kreutz?
I don't know.
Kreutz.
Kretz, maybe.
Courts, he reported that pre-orders for Advanced Warfare are 50% behind Ghosts at this time last year, and they're 80% behind Black Ops 2.
dead.
Oh, holy shit.
It's over. Party's over, boys.
More or less, it is over. So here's the idea, and this is kind of how financials work, how investment works. Something can be bad once, and by bad I mean figures. Like you can have a dip, and that's not cause for panic. That happens. But when you have 2 dips, that's a trend, and that's really bad. So people will note a decline, but they will take action on a trend. So if this year's Call of Duty doesn't outsell Ghosts, that will make a big difference.
Yeah, it really will.
Now let's put this in perspective. Call of Duty still sells shitloads of units. Ghosts sold 20 million copies, which is far and away still it is the industry's best AAA game. And Call of Duty Advanced Warfare will still... Ugh.
Nice job. Way to go.
Finished.
Advanced Warfare will still probably be the year's #1 selling game. But, according to this report and what we're starting to see is maybe Call of Duty's height has come and gone.
Well, we've been saying that for a while. And because we could see the writing on the wall when it came to Ghosts. And we saw, like how they were saying, I think it was Black Ops 2 that sold a billion in a day or something like that. And there was Modern Warfare 3 that they were like, yeah, it sold a billion in a day too. Yeah. But it didn't.
It was just barely short.
Yeah, but it was short. And then when Ghost came out, they didn't say anything about that at all. They were just like, it sold really well.
Yeah. Ghost is a game.
And people love it.
So now we know that, of course, like eventually, like when Transformers 5 comes out, that's not going to do as well as Transformers 3, as well as Transformers 2, and so forth.
Did that guy just barf something up? Oh, he was putting a bucket down.
Because those franchises are so overdone and pretty much the same thing, which is not a bad thing, but people are going to get tired of it.
Here's the thing.
There we go.
I only played... Sorry.
It's all right.
Here's the
Here's
thing.
the thing.
My opinion may not count for much because I haven't bought a Call of Duty game in a very long time. I didn't even play Ghosts. I at least played the other ones. I didn't even play Ghosts.
I'm playing those either.
But Ghosts looked like the excuse game. Like they're like, we're not sure why this is different than the other ones, but here's another one. In fact, it's named after. Like we clearly took the name from another Call of Duty. Like it's not the same franchise basically, but
Yeah.
we took Ghosts, because that's a cool name, but it's not that Ghosts. It's a different Ghosts or whatever. Black Ops 2, at least when it was coming out, felt like it was different-ish.
Sure, why not?
Like we're going to throw in some weird kill streaks and things that you wouldn't normally find in another game, and the excuse is that it's a different environment or it's the future. And Ghost felt like basically like Modern Warfare 3,
Modern
which
Warfare 3
was
is a rehash.
Here's another thing that has stuff in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do feel like Advanced Warfare
That looks the most different, I think.
looks the most different since at least Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to make me play it.
Well, and I wasn't looking forward to Ghosts. I am looking forward to Advanced Warfare. I'm going to say something extremely radical that I don't think they'll ever do, but they should. Here's what they should do.
Oh.
Next year, don't release a Call of Duty at all. And the reason I say that is because what you do then is you create demand for the game that you know people already like. And if you keep oversaturating the market with something like this, you're forcing people to not like it, and then you're getting everybody on the the hater bandwagon of like, this is stupid. It's, they release it every year. It's like garbage because they can't put the right time in. Don't release the game. Don't put it out. Then the next year in 2016, put out the best Call of Duty in the world. Put out the best game you've ever seen. At that point, they'll pretty much have the next gen consoles nailed down. All the development will be just brutal. I don't think they should be worried, because I'm sure they're worried about like losing their stronghold on the market. But I don't think they should be worried about that, because you can create artificial demand for the game if you don't release one. I really think they should do that. I don't think they will, but gosh, it'd be awesome if they did.
What if they do it and then everyone realizes that they don't need it anymore? Oh my god.
See, nobody's going to say that, though.
Or something else takes its place.
Something might take its place for the time being.
Yeah.
But 2 years, Call of Duty makes a comeback. Call of Duty is back. And then like everybody's fucking stoked because they get to shoot army men over and over. So like but they again, they have to have some sort of value add, and it can't be Max because Titanfall already did it. But it's got to be something totally different. It can't be this. Now you're in the future. Like you're like, what? I don't think, but we were already
Double future.
Yeah, you're
So-
hacking in the Matrix all the time.
That's what I think they should do. They're not going to, but I think they should.
So what I would like to do is speculate on why you guys think Call of Duty's popularity is declining or seemingly declining. One potential explanation is that fans of shooters are playing Destiny.
Sure.
So they're not getting themselves all whipped into a fury about Call of Duty because they found a game that satisfies the need to shoot things. Another possible explanation is that this year is crowded with huge properties, ones that have become big during Call of Duty's reign as the #1 console AAA game. So Halo, Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Dragon Age are all coming out this fall.
Wow.
So fans that want a big AAA console experience have a lot of options. And when Call of Duty first got big, it wasn't that prolific, really.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Do you think it's simple overuse, or do you think Call of Duty fans are maybe sated by Destiny for the time being, or do you think it's merely that there are other games that they're looking forward to playing?
I think it's a perfect storm of all of those. I think that you're right. All those games coming out this fall / winter are taking away from Call of Duty. I think people, number one, actually, because we were saying this even last year with Ghosts, it's the number one reason is that it's oversaturated and it's the same thing year after year, and everybody's starting to see that. They're all even like the fucking retarded 13-year-olds are seeing. I was like, wait a minute, this is the same thing. I just bought this game 4 times in a row. Like they figured it out. And now, go ahead, Lawrence.
No.
So now it's the oversaturation. It's the better games. It's the haters. All the haters are being like, like, oh man, like Call of Duty's dumb, right, guys? Right? Everybody, am I right? Am I right? Like, even if the Call of Duty was the best game ever, Advanced Warfare was amazing. Everybody has to kind of stand by him, like, yes, we hate this. We hate this. So I think that it's all of those things put together. And again, next year, you don't release Call of Duty, you don't have to deal with any of that shit, because you silence the people that say it comes out year after year. You silence all the haters because they kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, look, if Activision's listening, which they're not, but if they are, then they should do that.
Well, if you think about it from Activision's perspective, they sell, 18 million units a year?
I know,
and that's conservative. So
Yeah.
you'd have to say, okay, skip 18 million unit sales
Yeah.
because we want to recover 5 million or something like that.
I'm not sure. It's more about keeping the franchise alive.
Oh, okay.
You know, rather
That
than.
Halo's
Well, I'm
pretty
sure they
cool.
have some sort of graph somewhere that shows the trickle off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, so in 5 years, we may only be selling 8 million units.
That's the
right.
thing. Activision they know this is going to happen.
Yeah, they know the
Yeah.
prediction.
They were there for Guitar Hero. They saw it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they created
They created
that demise.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they learned, I think, and
Yeah.
or rather at least are aware that
Yeah.
there are limits to how hard you can milk a
I'm
property.
sure their business model includes eventually these franchises dying,
course.
but along the way, they sold hundreds of millions of units.
And they made billions of dollars. And
Yeah,
it's the same.
yeah.
It's like that's why they started with Destiny, because Destiny's like new franchise. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they can do that. So I don't know. And I also don't think it's a bad thing that Call of Duty's dying. I think that it's fun to see something take its place in hopefully some sort of new game like a Destiny that's a MMO/shooter.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's cool. It's good for the market. It's good for video games. And not to mention, it's fucking Activision again.
Yeah.
They're lining their pockets with all of these franchises.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, don't feel bad for them.
Yeah. I don't think anyone feels bad for them.
Yeah.
People want to know that the game that they like is the best game.
Right,
And for
right.
a long time with Call of Duty, it was.
Yep.
And now, not so much. And now people have to actually pick things that they like based off their own personal opinions, and that's tough.
It's weird.
It's tough, and it's harder to do.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to do.
All right, well, I think it's time to move on to fan art. Unless you guys have closing thoughts about Call of Duty.
I don't.
All right.
I think we closed it.
All right, well, let's
Fart.
look at some farts. I guess I'll just, if I tab out of this, is it going to disturb anything?
It might we might have to resync. But
Oh, I don't think we ever synced in the first place.
hey, you're right. We didn't. We'll do a tail. We'll do
Yeah, we'll do it at the end. All right.
my God, so
Get
dark.
out of here.
Look how dark it is.
Yeah, I'll do
That's
the
not
line
the
up.
right thing. Should have had this open to begin with. I'm good at planning ahead.
Oh, it's all right. We can talk about Destiny. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to talk about Destiny.
Destiny.
We're not going to talk about Destiny anymore.
In the meantime,
Here's Destiny fan art.
People are so upset at us for constantly talking about Destiny, but it's the biggest topic right now.
I just like that people are like, yeah, that's. People are like,
Oh,
oh
crap,
man,
I just realized I'm
can't believe
revealing
we're
my
talking
email
about
address.
Destiny again. Like, how much did they pay you to do it? It's like,
well, I've already done it.
one, we're always telling you when someone pays us to do anything.
Yeah, but that's true. We are. You're
Like,
right.
we have no history of not doing that. And two, you are watching it again. Yet again, you are watching it. So if you're there commenting and accusing us of doing it for any other reason than you watching it, then I can't help you.
Yeah, you're fulfilling your own prophecy.
So
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I just revealed a lot of very sensitive information. I'm going to have to blank all that out.
All right, do it.
Okay, so, oh yeah.
What the hell is? I haven't seen this one.
wow, yeah. Are these? This is always fun for me because I see stuff that was only tweeted to at Inside
Yeah.
Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Which sometimes it generally gets trickled out into the office, but we don't always see it.
Yeah, Jan drew some Chaser fan art.
Uh huh.
Oh, nice toss. I like when you always say nice toss. Nice
Yeah.
toss.
Uh huh.
I
What's happening with Bruce's?
Like how super
butt
ripped you
there?
are.
I have underwear on and only underwear.
Little peanut bulge right
okay,
there.
Yeah. So what's happening with Adam's butt then? Is he
It's
got
just a
his
very
leg
tight
up?
butt.
just
Yeah, he's got
had
his leg
it
up.
through
He's doing like a baseball toss.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. There's
And
there
bonked it
is.
right off his head.
Got it.
He was shooting at the wall. And then Greedy Gremlin did his super compilation.
Right, of all of us.
Of all of us.
Art. It's
Yep.
great.
Since we talked about it, I think James and I have had our entries, so thought I'd do the roundup.
We all look so
Old.
ragged and
Yeah, we look
tired.
old.
James is sorry,
Except for
Joel is the
Joel looks the
coolest
best.
one.
Yeah,
Joel
he's,
looks the
he's badass.
Everyone else just looks homeless and creepy.
Yep.
Yep.
True.
Bro, pretty accurate.
And then,
Oh, you included this one, huh, Lawrence?
well, hold on a minute. AA Phenom, he's been doing awesome. Like he did you as the Red Hood. He did Bruce as an awesome Sith.
Oh yeah.
He did me as a robot dude with a sweet vest cape thing,
Yeah.
which is rad. And then he did.
Hold on, go back up to you real
All
quick.
right, all right.
I like how you sliced the other guy in half,
And then
but when I
posed.
first looked at it, I was like, you sliced yourself.
Yeah, it looks like you
it looks
sliced
like you
yourself.
accidentally cut
Okay.
yourself in half while cutting him in half too.
Well, I think I cut off a bit of my vest. Like here, there's a little trickle going down.
No, but it is your red vest there, but the way your red vest
Oh.
is so
It looks like you
frayed,
got-
it almost looks like you accidentally cut off your own arm while cutting off.
Which would be kind of
cutting
funny,
the
but I
guy.
don't know if he meant to do that.
Classic Lawrence.
Sadly, is something
Classic
that
samurai robot Lawrence.
yeah, I
Not sure
would
if he
probably
meant to
do. Man, I looked so cool before you pointed that out.
You still look
It's
cool.
still cool.
And then
Oh my god.
Joel's
Joel
handing down
and
this
Billy.
canceled edict. He looks like the Emperor in Warhammer,
Yes.
and then his
Billy the
faithful
dog.
steed
Badass.
This is
Billy.
the best fan art of Billy I've seen yet.
This is just
So
so
good.
cool. I could look at this all day.
Yeah.
And have. That's why I haven't gotten anything done. And then Noodle Captain at it again.
Oh yeah, Spool.
God.
He left because he's probably getting high. now.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's good. This little hoodie. He needs to wear that all day
I
now.
It
know.
looks like those really old games like Day of the Tentacle and stuff.
Have you
Yeah, a
noticed
little
that
bit.
Spool's face in drawings is getting smaller and smaller? Like he started like a normal person, but then his eyes started getting closer together and smaller, and his face started squishing up in the middle.
It's to reflect the force of his personality.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm a dog 69. I included this just because
Holy
Adam's
shit.
face will always make me laugh.
The Batman face that he made
Oh, his fat little Batman.
when we got the fan art.
Well, it's like, I don't know what happened, but he also just looks
painted.
ridiculously fat.
I
he
remember
went like
when I
this.
took that
Double
picture.
chin.
He pulled his chin in.
Yeah, that's why.
So good.
The only thing that this is missing is
Stupid.
it should have been Alicia's Silverstones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Batgirl.
Yeah.
And Busy Forever. Another Adam as
Why is he
Batman.
closing his eyes?
Because he's like the
He's making the.
he's
Yeah, he's making
Yeah,
the.
why is he in ecstasy?
he's that guy.
That's the feels good man
Yes, he
face,
does.
right?
You can tell he feels real good.
I like Tunt
You
Towers
see,
in the
you
back.
see
Yeah, there
Joe
you
Wood
go.
Chemical?
Joe Wood
Yeah,
Chemicals.
Joe Wood Chemical and Tunt Tower.
That's great.
And the IG signal. Or burned into
No,
the
it's
moon.
burned into the moon.
A la the tick. And then the son of a beach.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, insert Gurman.
Insert Gurman.
Jorms, Urs, and Erdem.
Heard him.
That's so good.
Man, I
I like how you guys are looking at the camera and Bruce is just like, let's go!
I love it.
Steampunk engine. Drew the
Uh-huh.
Batkovic logo.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
It's
neat.
super cool. Kind of sucks Adam's not here to see all this.
I know he would really like that a lot.
Too bad he got fired.
Yep.
Andi
Or he
Petra's
died of brain cancer.
And died of brain cancer, both.
Andi Petra Suerdi illustrated our last
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
Gosh,
This
that's
one's
so
cool.
neat. That's so cool.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it needs to have a children's novel. This needs to be like the cover art is entirely different art style than this, but when you open the book, this is the art inside
yeah.
at the before the like third chapter. Or
We should put
something.
the call out and have somebody do the inside gaming
Yeah.
children's novel.
Someone has to write the whole damn thing.
Yep.
It reminds me of like the intro to a 70s sitcom where it was just like still sketched images of the cast, just like slowly
Oh, yeah.
zooming in and
Yeah,
fading.
you're right.
And this is the last one where it shows us all being friends, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that was awesome. And we're all little square peoples
Uh-huh.
from Emma Katerina.
Wow, he got all our shirts.
You got all the
really
shirts
good.
right?
Yeah.
Including Joel. Like a
And
little
you
curl.
see the little chest hair
I like
poking out.
Joel's little curl.
Oh, look at that. It's so cute. Oh, like our little noodle legs. And then Straw House Pig.
Uh huh.
I don't.
Black
I-
small square.
All, yeah. That's how I communicate.
I like slowly learning our mouth shapes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like Lawrence,
Yeah, you're right.
is-
Mine
Lawrence
crosses,
is
like, it's almost ear to ear.
It's the
it's
largest
always a flat.
the
I
largest
basically have a trash
mouth
can
you've ever
head.
seen,
Yeah.
and it's flat. Adam is always in a frown. You and I are doing something absurd
Usually
or
it's
ridiculous.
goofy.
And then
In
Joel
this case,
just has
Joel
bags
just
under
looks
his eyes.
disappointed in
Yeah,
us.
he does have bags on his. Why is it bags? Why is he so tired?
I love his little Castilian mustache.
He always has that.
And then Guttural Steve.
This is a new thing. This is a meme now.
Oh,
so
it is?
There's been two of these.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pekovic, or what else? I saw somebody else call him something. Pokakovic, where they draw him as Pikachu.
Okay.
This is a thing now.
Adam specifically is
Adam
Pikachu?
Yeah, it's just
specifically
Adam.
is
Okay.
Pikachu. I don't think he ever asked for this.
He absolutely
Oh,
didn't.
he certainly didn't answer.
I don't even know where it started. Somebody just drew it, like, we featured it either last week or the week before. You can't.
Looking back.
I know. He's like,
Hello.
Well, it's because you're like you imagine Pikachu sitting there with his back to you, and you're like, oh, it's Pikachu. Hey, Pikachu, what's going on? It's like,
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh, Pikachu's really ugly.
and then you're like, whoa, and then it just slowly turns around.
back around.
It's like, okay. Oh, Adam as Pikachu is the best thing. Mike S. 4899 drew the guests.
Oh, yeah.
Jim and
Man.
John.
So tough.
Gosh, they look fucking awesome.
You didn't,
he
no
wearing a
one's been
mitten?
able to decide who is Jimmy and who is Johnny. Did you notice that? It's constantly swapping in all the different
Like Jill on the left,
guests.
John on the
yeah.
right, you mean?
Yeah.
That's because it keeps the enemies confused.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, shoot it, Jimmy.
You
Which
want to trade
one?
sides? All right, let's switch.
Here we go.
Our collective spine.
Bleeding everywhere.
Oh man. Then Gemma Rose has been doing amazing sketches.
Ooh, those are cool.
We actually met her at the meetup.
Oh, that's right. We did.
Yeah, she
Right.
did Joel and Adam. This also looks a little almost
Yeah.
child's booky.
You're right.
Adam is like the friend that maybe needs a little encouragement, having a bad day.
So sad.
Yeah.
And then Joel is the poet who stares out of windows in
I
winter.
thought you say he's the pedophile.
The more I look at Joel, he looks like a Spanish conqueror. That's kind of the way
He's definitely,
I see him as a Spanish conqueror.
Yeah.
Like
I think he would
all those
actually-
weird golden hats.
Conquistador?
Yeah, the conquistador hats on him.
I think he would enjoy that.
They're a very powerful unit in Civ 5, you know.
It's
too bad he's not here.
I didn't know that. And I don't care.
They're like a warrior
Still
unit that can also
still don't-
settle.
Still don't care.
It's crazy, crazy powerful.
Still don't care.
And then Not Noah has been doing caricatures of
Oh,
us.
man.
And eventually
Oh, wow.
incorporated
I was
everyone.
gonna say, yeah, I haven't seen Elliot and Ricky.
There's Elliot, Ricky, Spool. Spool looks like Jay Leno.
Oh, he's got
yeah.
that chin.
Who is that? You, Lawrence?
Yeah, that's
You
me.
look
Lawrence looks
David
like David
Letterman.
Letterman.
Those horrific teeth.
Joel looks like Bob Barker.
Oh yeah,
We're
yeah.
all just different TV hosts. Adam looks like John Goodman.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he does.
Bruce
I
looks
don't know.
You look
Bruce
like Homer
looks
Simpson.
Bruce looks
a
like
little bit.
Bruce if he was hit in the face with a metal pipe,
Yeah,
right in the center,
everything's
and
swollen.
everything's sunk in.
That's how I looked after jaw surgery.
Yeah.
Jaw surgery. And then
James.
I don't know what I
What
am.
You look like a Dick Tracy villain.
And you got your teeth out. Like hurt.
Turner.
To be fair, he does make that face whenever nobody's looking at him.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
your resting face.
When no one's looking at me.
Oh, interesting. No, still hadn't done it yet.
He's fast. He's fast.
What? No.
What?
All right, well,
Big deal.
and that'll wrap up fan art for this week.
Hey.
Thank you again for everyone sending it in. We've just been getting crazy good fan art
Yeah, really.
lately. It's been blowing up. It's
Except for that terrible Adam
well, yeah.
Photoshop.
I'm gonna
That
scroll
Batman Photoshop.
back
I'm
up
just
to
kidding.
that.
I'm just kidding.
Find out. I can't see it enough.
Not that he doesn't get credit for finding the two and putting them together.
Gosh, it
But,
looks bad though, huh?
But yeah, not a lot of.
Hey, I don't want to only feature good stuff
Most
here,
of the
all right?
credit goes to Adam for making the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember when you guys got that face paint.
Because he was joking.
Because it's like Bruce was face painted as the Joker.
Yeah.
But then Adam, it's like, I will just draw a bat.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's how we're gonna do Batman for this event. Fuck it, draw a bat, and then fill in the top with just yellow.
yellow,
And draw
this-
more bats.
For bats. You know, it's like Batman. He draws a bat on his
Perfect
face.
Batman.
Just like Batman, huh?
You're like, Bruce Wayne, is that you? You look retarded.
So stupid. So dumb.
Oh boy. All right. Well, if all this fan art is left too peckish, let's remind you yet again that you can get delicious and natural treats from Nature Box. It's been a while since I've got a box. Gosh, the last one I got Sticks and Stones.
Well, you get one a month,
Once
right?
a month?
Yeah. It hasn't been a month yet. It's got to be coming up. It's got to be. I haven't even finished any of the snack pouches I got last time, mostly because I've been out of the country.
I was gonna say, did you change your address?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did. Thank God. But yeah,
Those boxes, aren't you?
Maybe.
Hey, it didn't come again.
That's
I
weird.
don't know what it is.
That's weird.
It's weird.
I got these. I got these little like oat rounds that have little apple bits in them.
Meaty oats.
Geez, they're good. Yeah.
Jam, oat jam.
Babble apple jokes. That's my favorite game. I love naming these nature boxes. Sorry,
Cran
go.
apple oat jokes.
Cran apple jokes. Sorry, Lawrence, keep going.
No, it's okay. Oh God, please keep going. Anyway, if you want an apple ass jammer or whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, wow, that took a turn.
Hey. When you get a Nature Box, you eat them however you want. If you put them in your mouth, your ear,
Suppository.
any other hole, it's all about you. That's what Nature Box says. It's all about you. Trademark. So if you would like to try Nature Box for free, go to naturebox.com/inside. That's INSIDE. You can get a sampler pack of their 5 most popular snacks. And then if you find that delicious, you can subscribe. I think we still get a discount.
Oh, do we?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a discount or if it's just a free thing, but perhaps after you eat the free snacks, the discount won't even matter.
Inquire.
I may actually just do that anyways because you get the free box.
You should.
Why not?
I wonder if they'll question if they're sending it to the same address as a subscriber.
Uh-oh.
Well, we can test and see how tight their game is.
Oh.
Whoa.
No Jim Jam Japple Jammers.
I need my bubble jokes.
Well, anyway, that'll do it for the podcast this week. Thanks again for listening. And hey, Destiny's pretty fun, y'all.
You just made a lot of people mad again.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Fuck you!
Some guy on the bus just stood up like, "Fuck you!"
We managed to tolerate that whole first half of the podcast, but this is outrageous.
I will not take it. Well, you can just scroll down and leave an angry comment.
Yeah, please do that anyways. We're
Yeah,
going to, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right, we're done.
Oh,
Keep pushing rust in your face.
maybe Rust. Well,
Yeah.
see, that's kind of the dark future that I imagine, and it's all up to Valve because they have to protect the integrity of this system.
Says, and like, he can sell you the best game ever and describe like the best thing in the world, and ends up being Grim Fandango, which is a fantastic game, but like, it's not probably
way,
what he probably originally
They
set
are
out
going
to
to
do.
release the source code.
A space simulator, shoot 'em up,
Well, Assassin's Creed's
farm
getting there.
game. Well, yeah, it might be.
I don't know. Yeah, Ubisoft's AAA development, more so than any other publisher right now, is a modern miracle. I don't know how they do it.